Production.
Yo, what is poppin'? Let's get into it. So we're looking into Palantir Technologies here, PLTR. I absolutely love the looks of this right now. Okay, before I hop right in, I want to mention this channel, just for those who are new maybe, or those who haven't been here in a while. This is my channel where I post my opinions on technical analysis. Okay, so in the past, you might have seen me talk about fundamentals here and there. That's not something I'm very deep into, in my opinion. The technicals, and why I'm so adamant on technical analysis, is because it's giving you data about the raw price. Okay, what do investors care about? The price, right? If you want to buy something and your thought is it's going to appreciate over time, you want to get in at a good price. Okay, so I like to simplify my process, and doing that for me is heavily focusing on technical analysis and avoiding other outside parameters. I will be adding some fundamental analysis into my game um, to add into the skill set to find better opportunities, but for the most part, it's a technical analysis channel. Okay, so let's get into it. PLTR. Okay, we have this beautiful falling wedge pattern. We're on the weekly time frame. Okay, this falling wedge is our essentially an accumulation pattern, right? So we have this back in 2021 in January. We went up to $44 a share, right? And absolutely pretty much dumped for, call it, a year straight, right? A little bit over a year, we go down 85% in the stock. Tech stocks look ugly. And then we're in this range now, right? As you notice, it's a smooth, controlled pattern. It's not wildly dumping to lows, right? And then staying down here like this. It's more of like a calculated consolidation, if you see what I'm saying. This, in my opinion, is a sign that there are inside buyers or institutions or whales, whatever you want to call them. People are buying the stock and they're buying it up around these ranges, right? So what we see on the weekly time frame is we get this massive breakout, a three white soldier pattern. Okay, this is a reversal pattern. It's a large reversal. Again, we're on a weekly time frame. We spent a year in a downtrend and about just over another year going sideways. When we get a large breakout like this, it is very telling that this is a major reversal in this trend. Okay, so what we want to pay attention to, we'll put on the EMA and the 21 EMA and the 8 EMA. We have this golden cross here along with the three white soldier pattern. We're holding the 21 EMA as we're consolidating sideways. Everything so far is looking gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. The stock looks like it's low key. It looks like it's ready to pump way higher than previous all-time highs. This is just my opinion, right? Why I think that. We have this large falling wedge in a consolidating pattern. We get the breakout. We have a very structured, clean consolidation. Why do I say that? We're holding a major support, right? So let's go back here and we'll draw this line sideways, okay? This was our previous resistance point. We ended up breaking up over, and now we're testing it as support multiple times, and it's holding, okay? This is a telling sign that now demand is picking up. Interest in the stock is definitely rising, okay? So what we need to pay attention to is this new pattern that's developing, okay? So we have a falling wedge accumulation pattern. We get the first major breakout, and now what we're looking for here is another pattern that's being set up. And as you can see, this was a major support back in 2021, right? Major support in the stock. We came back down to this $19, $20 zone, bounced off it 1, 2, almost 3, right? You could also draw it as a zone. You could draw it something like this, right? Something like this. This area right here, from approximately $18 to $22, call it. We'll call it that. That zone here, as you can see, was a major support back in 2021, and now we're right up in that zone and we're slowly consolidating, trying to weaken this level, right? So imagine there's a million shares here. We're trying to eat up all these million shares so that eventually the stock can break above a supply zone, right? And again, have this similar situation where now we need to develop a base. And as we develop that base, it will be creating a massive pattern. And this massive pattern that I'm kind of seeing right now, when we step back, we look from a weekly time frame, maybe even a monthly time frame, we have this beautiful inverse head and shoulders pattern happening. This is going to be huge, okay? So it could look something like this, where we have the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder inversed, giving us a inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? Our resistance is eventually going to be this zone. Our neckline is eventually going to be this area. So if we end up coming into this zone after we have this consolidation, so what we're looking at, right, call it, if this is our consolidation, right, something like this, right, say we get something like this going on, this pattern developing, eventually when we get the breakout, we're going to look towards this zone. Now, as we're looking towards that zone, we're going to be waiting for this neckline to break. Because again, just like we had some time here, right? It's a pattern that's happening over and over and over again. Here's our resistance from back February 2022, right? Resistance, we break above, it's acting as support. Let's move this up. We have a resistance right here now. Previous support, we break below. It's now acting as resistance. If we break above, we're going to expect the same pattern, the same type of thing to happen, but what's going to happen is it's going to be up in this range. This is, again, a longer time frame, big picture outlook when we're looking at PLTR. So I really like the looks of this. I think if you're a longer term investor, this is a name that you want to like kind of DCA into, dollar cost average into. If we're looking for trades, what we want to see is a nice clean pattern developing, support, resistance, and when we develop this, as you can see, we get this breakout, we consolidate. What we're waiting for now is a nice sign that we're waiting for maybe the EMAs to catch up, or maybe a breakout, a getaway, an escape from the EMA, which is telling us we're ready to make a move to the upside, right? So these are just a few things I'm looking at on PLTR stock. I think it's looking good. I'm excited. That's the breakdown. Enjoy. Peace.